Waiting. We are live. Woo,
Hey,
woo.
everybody.
I don't even know what to say anymore. What do I do? Aloha. Brain fart. Aloha, guys. Welcome back to Mermaid Nina Travels. I am Mermaid Nina, and of course, I am here with Nick. Wrong direction. This way. This way.
What's up, everybody? It's Nick from Who Dat Travel.
Yeah.
Yay! So we have a kind of a fun one today. Both Nina and I have been to the parks a few times. Once or
Hundreds for
twice.
me.
I've gone 4 times this year. So,
Yeah.
and once to Disneyland. Yeah. So yeah, I go a lot. So does she. And we've ridden almost every ride on property. Probably every ride on property. And we have, you ride them, you start going, you know what, this could use a refresh. And so what we've decided to do today is what 3 rides at each park could use a refresh. So this is our own opinions. I have no clue what she said. She has no clue what I said. But we're going to go through and do that. But first, we'll do a little bit of a moment of silence. Well, you remember who you said you were looking for your...
I'm so upset.
Yes, you had wanted your Regis to your Kathy Lee.
Hi,
Hey,
Corey,
Main Street.
Laura.
And unfortunately, this week, Regis has passed. So, moment of silence. All right, there we go. So yeah, that was an unfortunately sad note, but we'll go into the happier notes here.
I did cry. I will be honest. I grew up watching Regis and Kathy Lee. Once they became Regis and Kelly, and I was getting a little older. But I watched Regis almost every morning, and he's right. When I first started looking for my co-host, I actually said I was looking for a Regis for my Kathy Lee. Not that I'm anything like Kathy Lee.
And I'm old enough that I got the reference. So.
And then sadly, poor Regis. So anyway, yeah. So thanks for that moment of Regis silence there. So yeah, as Nick said, today's video is all about what rides or attractions we think could use a refurb. And I have to say that my list might require some boxing gloves, so get ready.
I have a couple too. So this might get interesting.
Virtual fighting, y'all. Hi, Tim.
Don't touch my haunted mansion.
Sorry. You guys saw the thumbnail, right? Did you see what was behind my scary looking face?
Oh.
Yeah. Foolish
mortal.
Yeah. You can just go ahead and be that, 1,000 ghost. So anyway, but before we get started with all that crazy Disney nonsense, we are going to start with our usual, but we brought it down to one icebreaker. So he asked a crazy question. I got a crazy question. We don't know what they are. Who wants to go first?
Why don't you go first?
What do you mean by overrated, Main Street? You mean which rides are overrated? Yeah. Anything between weren't done properly, need to get X'd out, who knows? All right, I'm going first?
Yep.
All right, this is a super serious question, and I want you to take it seriously.
I don't know if I do serious.
Do it.
All right.
I need to know who your favorite Disney princess is and why.
Wow.
Time is ticking.
Time is ticking. Do I get the little Jeopardy theme in the background?
Do, 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 do.
All right. I was saying, wait, that might be copyrighted. We're not sure.
Don't think
oh boy.
Favorite Disney princess and why? Because I know Nick is a huge princess fan. He just screams princess. I mean, his shirt says Rebel Princess, I'm pretty sure.
Rebel Alliance, but
Rebel Princess.
Was ran by now a Disney princess. So, oh wait, can I use Princess Leia?
No, Disney animated princess.
Oh, come on. She's a Disney princess now. Come on.
I mean,
all right.
He's all over
I'm gonna have to go with Belle.
Why? Because you're the Beast.
Well, that look at the fuzz. Come on. She's an intelligent.
True.
The outcast because she her nose is stuck in a book. It's fun to see that intelligent princess rather than the damsel in distress all the time. I do. Sometimes I'm a little angry like the Beast. I get that, and so the fact that she kind of sticks around and sees the Beast for who he is rather than, oh, it's Prince Charming.
I just want the pretty prince, and that's all.
Exactly. So, but she finds out in chapter 3. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Belle.
All right, good choice. Good choice. My favorite princess, and I know it's going to be a huge shocker to all you mermaid fans. It is not Ariel. It's okay. It's okay. You can be sorry for me. My favorite princess currently right now is Rapunzel. For similar reasons, because she was not raised a princess and she loves to do art and she's silly. And I am sorry, but that scene where she decides to leave the tower but she's all freaking out between, is this good? Is this bad? Am I going to hurt my mother? But I'm so excited, but it's my birthday, but blah. That is like me to a T. I love that scene. So right now, Rapunzel and her bathroom at Magic Kingdom are my favorite.
I just figured it was because we were all stuck in quarantine because of Corona.
And that too. I mean, she's got like 3 books on her shelf and she's read them once and twice and 3 times in one day. But yeah, I'm digging my Rapunzel right now. And again, she's not very princessy and she's finding her way. And to be honest, Mother Gothel, she's actually my favorite princess if Mother Gothel could be a princess. But anyway, moving on, changing subjects.
All right. So mine what is your favorite animated classic that is not like a princess story?
That's a requirement for thinking. That is a requirement for thinking. So we're talking Bambi, Fox and the Hound,
Three Caballeros,
Steamboat, Lady and the Tramp, 101 Dalmatians. Wow. Darn it.
Clock is ticking.
I know. I'm worse than you. Even though it makes me cry, you said Disney, right? Can't be Pixar. Yeah. It's got to be original.
Disney.
Even though it makes me cry to the point where I won't even let my kids see it, I really love Fox and the Hound. The relationship between the puppy and the baby fox and them fighting their way through societies, foxes and hounds, and one has to chase the other. I dig it. I remember watching it a lot as a kid, but I just thought of my actual true favorite one. It just popped in. My actual true favorite one is Dumbo.
Okay. Yo.
How did I not think of Dumbo? I love Dumbo.
Because the list is long and distinguished of different things there.
And it doesn't help that I studied animation and I went to school to be a Disney animator. So the fact that I had a huge brain fart is ridiculous. Hey, Maria. She loves Snow White. Snow White is a great princess. And I would sing her little song, but then you guys would all leave. So I'll leave the Snow White song to you guys for your imagination. Okay, so Dumbo. So what's your favorite non-princess Disney classic movie?
Now, this is not so much a movie, but it's a short. It's Steamboat Willie, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Because it is the original. It is the first. And literally, when I logged onto Disney Plus the first time, of course, day one, that was the first thing I watched.
That is the first thing we watched as well, was Steamboat Willie.
So, yep, I figured I had to start with the, what started it all. So
you got to start with the beginning. In fact, I want to know whose first show was not Steamboat Willie. I just want to know who was not.
Good question.
Yeah, my it's way over there, but I actually have the Steamboat Willie Lego set on my mantle because being an animator, or at least studying to be an animator, that has always mattered to me. Was obviously Walt's creation of Mickey Mouse in his first real, short.
Fair enough.
And I just thought of another movie, Robin Hood. Hello, not.
Oh yes, God, I watched that one way too many times.
See, this is my issue. Like, I need time to answer my questions. You cannot put me on the spot.
The fun thing is, I have a little one now, so I don't feel as bad like watching all of these. So.
All right. So anyone who is watching, I want to know favorite princess, favorite non-princess classic Disney movie. Put it in the chat here. We are going to move on to what the show is really about. But I wanted to mention real quick that my channel, Mermaid Nina Travels, will be having a huge giveaway. I will be announcing it in the next few days in a separate video. So, yeah, you are not going to want to miss this giveaway. I am super close to meeting that magical number that YouTube wants me to do. So to help me get the extra little mile, I am doing a huge giveaway. So stay tuned. You will have to be a subscriber. So I might as well subscribe now. And don't forget to subscribe to Nick as well. But we are here to discuss refurbishments. We got another shout out. Hello, WDW. So we are here to discuss refurbishments, and I kind of want to not start with Magic Kingdom because I feel like we're going to need boxing gloves. So other than Magic Kingdom, which park do you want to start with, Nick?
All right. Well, let's do the newest park of Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. All right. So should we go one-on-one?
Sure.
All right. What is the first thing you want to refurb at Animal Kingdom?
All right. So the first one, it's tough to be a bug. I know you just absolutely love waiting in line for that one. Lots of sarcasm there. There is an issue with the line. Not right now. Social distancing has made the line for that wonderful. Yeah, it is. Yep. Yeah, I may have tried a challenge at Animal Kingdom to make it through all of the park in half a day. Because there's not a ton of rides. So really for refurbishment for that one, to me, is it's a little scary for smaller kids. Without giving out a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, Hopper.
Give it away. No.
All right, fine. We'll give it away. Hopper is an amazing. Hopper is amazing animatronic. I mean, that is fantastic. But he can be a little scary. You got spiders dropping from the ceiling. You got, there's some stuff that'll creepy and crawly that my wife doesn't actually like to look at the spiders.
The first time I rode that ride with my family, because it wasn't my first time. My first time I rode that ride, I think I heard more screaming from the audience than I could hear the actual show. I'm just saying. And they got rid of Snow White's Scary Adventure. I forget what it's even called. It's one of my favorite rides. The Many Scary Adventures of Snow White. They got rid of that because it was too scary.
Yeah.
But we're going to keep It's a Bug's Life with not only ducks, but
absolutely. Absolutely. So that's my first one. So
we're going to talk about that, Maria, when we get to Epcot. We're on Animal Kingdom right now, so let us know what you think about Animal Kingdom. So I really can't, Nick and I apparently. So It's a Bug, Tough to Be a Bug, whatever the hell you want to call it. Oops, I cursed. Is is number one on my Animal Kingdom list. I hate the queue. I love the ride or the attraction in terms of the weirdness and the scariness, because that's up my alley. But it's too intense for families. So as a travel agent, I actually recommend that most families don't go for this experience for that reason, because you really don't want to ruin your trip or your child's trip, especially if it's like the first attraction you've done that week with that ride. But I agree, Hopper is amazing. Animatronics are amazing. I love that it's inside the Tree of Life. I love that when you go through the queue on the outside, you get to see up close to the Tree of Life. That stuff's amazing. It's just once you get through the door,
kind of goes downhill.
So Disney, just relook at that. I like the silliness. I like the antics, but maybe something with that one. What's your number 2 Animal Kingdom?
This might ruffle a couple feathers. Navi River Journey.
No, you gotta stop copying
me. And we have no clue what we set the topics, and we do this on our own, so we have no clue. So to me, the problem with Navi is it just seems unfinished. Okay. Like you get to the shaman, it's like, okay, and we're done. It's just don't get me wrong, it's fantastic. I mean, I love the frogs jumping on the leaves. I love absolutely best part. I love all the intricacies. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's just unfinished. There's no story there. And come on, this is Disney. Story is what everything's about. So all right. So what are your reasons?
Well, again, the froggies on the leaf. We need more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The fiber optics, crazy colors. I could deal with that some more.
Yeah.
I could even deal with the annoying ha la 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 shaman, whatever music a little bit more. My issue is when we created the Peter Pan ride, Disney was expecting, he didn't know what he was expecting. He was expecting families to just enjoy themselves, apparently for a few seconds. But now that Disney World has been around for a really, really long time, I think we know better. Why are we still making rides that are 45 seconds long?
Yeah.
So just give me more. You did a great job.
The length of the queue of that, and I think it's around 3 minutes and 45 seconds is the whole ride. I could be off on that, but it's not.
I should look it up. I have a POV of it. I think it's like a 7-minute video. Of course, I show you a little bit of other stuff, but it's just not long enough. In today's world and the parks being so popular and you're waiting God knows how long, you waited in line to get who knows what fast pass.
And it's a tier 1.
Yeah.
It's a tier 1 fast pass.
Just make them longer. I want to see actual frogs hopping maybe in the air or something. I like what you did. Just give me more.
Or give me a storyline to go with that.
Or, I mean, that's the thing is if it was longer, then, like the one scene where you're following the Pandorian people along the way. That's great. But maybe it can come to some sort of conclusion or finale. I mean, Disney is huge with storyboard. Why aren't they, baptizing a baby at the end or having a part? I mean, I don't even know what they're doing. They're just kind of walk in and then they disappear. Yeah.
The rumor was that there was supposed to be another half of that ride. That's the ride is literally half of what it was supposed to be.
Well,
the almighty dollar. They ran out of money while doing it. So
I'm tired of them spending so much time and money on these awesome refurbs and expansions and falling just a little short. There's just no point in waiting for that ride past a certain amount of minutes, or unless you have a fast pass for it. It's just too short.
That is a ride that I will get a secondary fast pass for. It's after I've done my other ones. If I can get that one, I'll ride it. But this is literally the first time during reopening. This is the first time I've ever waited in line for that ride.
I have waited, but I won't wait past a half an hour. But I think I waited before it became fast passable. Now that I think about it, when it first opened. All right, let's see if we are 3 for 3.
All right, mine is Expedition Everest. Wait, is that a good or a bad?
You're supposed to be fighting and not agreeing.
Oh, we'll get to the fighting. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I know we will. Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm guessing, yes. Yeah, Expedition Everest. I should have worn my other shirt. I've got a Disco Yeti shirt because I am tired of Disco Yeti. All he's doing is sitting there with the strobe light. You know, you put in so many man hours to get the Yeti working, to reach out, to have a structural issue. Now, I know 2 or 3 years ago, Joe Rohde, I think, Joe Rohde, however you pronounce his last name, said at one of the D23s that they are absolutely going to someday fix it. That's his mission. But they've also said that they would have to remove basically the top of the mountain to do that because it's a structural issue. But you know what? I want to see the Yeti work.
It's such a stupid thing, but it needs to happen.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the ride. I absolutely love the ride. And I love the ride even more at night.
Yes, good views.
You can ride that during the day and ride it at night and be completely different ride.
I feel the same way about the Matterhorn. The Matterhorn had issues with their abominable snowman.
Yep.
He needed to be fixed, but same thing with night and day on that one. I didn't even bother writing Expedition Everest. All I wrote on here was fix the Yeti.
There we go.
So that's just
it is really fun to walk around with my Disco Yeti shirt because the people who really know about it, I had 2 different cast members stop me and they're like, "Are you a cast member?" I'm like, "I wish, but no." They're like, "The shirt." I'm like, just a big fan. Just a
big fan. Yeah. So unfortunately, guys, you did not see any fighting for Animal Kingdom. However, if you want to fight with us through the chat and your opinion is different, let us know.
Even if your opinion is the same in support of me.
Well, we do have sort of an agreement. That is that Everest is great at night.
Well, yes.
So, yep. Good with that. Should we move on so that we can possibly fist fight virtually?
I think so. I think so. Which one would you like to do next? We're obviously saving Magic Kingdom for last. So
yeah, let's go with Hollywood because I feel like I could fight a little bit. Let's.
Okay. All right. You want my first one then?
All right. Hollywood Studios, your first pick.
This pains me to say.
Oh dear.
Because I love this attraction. Indiana Jones.
No.
Damn it. Sorry. I love Indiana Jones. I absolutely, actually, I have staring at me right now. I have the Indiana Mickey. I bought it for myself. Little man has taken it for his own.
Well, of course. Kids are nothing but little stealers.
Oh, yeah. He's little sticky fingers. I love that. But it has not changed in 20 years.
Okay. Well, all I wrote on here was Indiana Jones. Can we please just see some new stunts?
Yeah, exactly. Or the same jokes even. I mean, it's been the same jokes for 20 years. The evil laugh of the guy. I always wanted to do that evil laugh, but of course that's the stunt man that they're doing. So I could never get that part. I
love Indiana Jones, both in terms of the stunt show, in terms of the ride at Disneyland, in terms of the series of movies. I love me some Indiana Jones, but I have seen that stunt show so many times that I would love to just see them mix it up. That's it. Yep. And maybe I'm still just sore because you got rid of my backlot tour and you got rid of my, what was the one where they showed the explosions and the car and the motor car something.
Lights, camera. Was it lights, camera, action?
Camera action. I'm still mad about that. So if you could turn Indiana Jones a little bit more lights, camera, action. I mean, there was that whole hurricane wall, or not hurricane, but it was like an earthquake and then water. I mean, please, just a little refresh would be good.
I think we may have to do a live that is the rides that we miss. I think that might have to be an upcoming one that they need to bring back.
Put it down in your notes.
I will do.
Rides we need to bring back because Nina and Nick miss them. All right, number 2. Please don't copy me. What is that?
It probably is going to be on this one. The Muppet Show.
No, it's not on my list, but why could you? Not my Muppets. Why?
No, okay. No, I just want to refurb. I love the Muppets. I love the Muppets. I played saxophone. I got to be Zoot when we played that in high school. I loved it. But with all of the new Muppet content that's coming out, just update the movie. Because trust me, I love the Swedish Chef in the background with the cannon. I love all that. But just
dirty
chicken in a pot. I love that. It's okay. I love all that. But just bring it up a little bit.
Okay. All right. Well, my number 2, and I forget the name of it, and I meant to go look it up. But it's the Little Mermaid Show.
Oh, yeah.
Part singing, part I'm sitting on a rock and not moving, part let's pick up the pace. Let's either make it a theater production or put something else in the spot. Have you seen it?
I'm not going to hear an argument on that one from me.
Okay.
All right. So my number 1, we'll see. Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah. What are you going to change about that one?
Update. Again, just an overlay. I think you're to the point now that the younger generation is going, who's Aerosmith?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I hate to admit it, because trust me, I grew up with Aerosmith. But I think your younger generation is starting to not know who that is. And
I don't think you can refurb it without the Aerosmith, because didn't they have to sign some contract? And
they had a contract, but I don't know how many years it was for. I know that U2 was the band that they originally went after, and they wanted some astronomical amount of money to do it. I'm trying to remember the whole how Aerosmith did it, because they had a contract with another portion of, I think it was ABC, or I can't remember the whole story, but it just lended into doing that. So, but it never really fit with the park to me either.
It's
a great ride. I love the ride. I love the fact that it's 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. It's a fun ride, but it's getting dated.
Well, and my fear, of course, is what youngster star would they fill in its place that I really don't want to see. But that's
you got a point there.
I love Aerosmith, but you're right. Aerosmith really has nothing to do with movies. This is Hollywood studios, not movie studios or music studios. So, yeah. Can't argue with you there. Hey, Mickey's girls. So I kind of got 2 more at Hollywood because I kind of cheated. So my next one is Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
I don't like that ride. It is made and designed for toddlers and toddlers only.
Or people who think like a toddler.
And people who think like a toddler, but I just, I don't even recommend that ride. I usually tell my clients, if you've got a little kid or a little, a little boy who loves cars, yes. If you are bored and need some air conditioning, sure. But I feel like they could have done more with it. So obviously Lightning himself is pretty amazing. But the fact that we're just sitting in a theater just really kind of, we have enough of those. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Indiana Jones, you sit in a theater. Frozen sing-along, you sit in a theater. Beauty and the Beast, you sit in a theater. Little Mermaid, you sit in a theater. And now Lightning McQueen, you sit in a theater. Just saying.
No.
Lots of sitting in a theater. And my fourth one, which is going to get us some fighting from some people maybe, is I would like to redo Olga Cantina.
Okay, why?
Why? Because I'm really upset that there's no characters.
Okay, I'll give you that.
I'm really upset there's no stormtroopers walking in asking to see my identification. Would love to see Greedo, even though he's dead. Just something. Just stick some aliens in the corner. Just something.
I was thinking really, really horribly that at least you could see like the laser blast from where he died.
Something. I'm just saying something. You did Galaxy's Edge. You did this huge Star Wars thing. You did the Millennium Falcon. Believe me, I'm a happy camper. I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. But then when it came to the cantina, it is nothing like the cantina from the movie. I mean, I've got my Yoda on.
Yeah, there we go.
It's just nothing like the movie. So I would like a little character. And I like DJ Rex. He's great. You know.
I love the DJ Rex part. I love the crash site of DJ Rex. You know, I think they did the theming really well. They even with the social distancing posters, instead of slapping up a brand new, white poster, they actually aged them and had like rust go down them and everything else to keep with the theming. So I mean, they did that, but I definitely can see your points of Olga's. And the thing is, both Olga's cantinas from both coasts are the exact same too.
They are the exact same. And if you don't believe me, I have videos of each on my channel. I took my kids to each. They were bored within 5 minutes each. And we are a huge Star Wars family. So my kids have seen the movies up and down and sideways. My daughter knows every name of every character. We have the books. We know everything. And they were like, Mom, really? Can we go now? They were just done. We had to fill the void with cell phones. I had to give my kids cell phones to play with so I could finish my porg drink. Whatever the heck it was called. I forget what it was. The nippy, I don't even know what my porg drink was called, but it was yummy. But yeah, they do some characters.
I've had the one that turns your tongue numb.
Yeah, the fuzzy.
Yeah, Tauntaun. Is that a Tauntaun Fuzzy? I think it was. Yeah, that was interesting. It was fun to drink. Our first adventure there was at 8 a.m.
Early.
Hey, you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Just say it.
All right.
Hey, the college I went to, we're known for it. So we'll just put it that way.
Drink if you want, whatever. I just don't know how people do it at Disney. I was out in California, was with a couple that absolutely loved to drink. They were away from their kids, actually. Wow. So they wanted to hang out in the cantina as long as they could. Plus, he's a gigantic Star Wars nerd. But nothing wrong with it. Trust me. But exactly. But it's, I just, I'm not really into drinking at Disney so much. The drinking around the world, okay, I get it. Just not for me though. Eating around the world, yeah, that's for me. Well, I think it's just the mix of if you're a parent or not, if it's 1,000 degrees or not.
Yes.
If you need to drive home or not.
Yeah.
And if you can hold your liquor or not.
Fair enough.
None of those things work for me. I am a one drink pass out kind of girl. I am also a mom. And I also get hot really easily. And the last thing you want to do with a one drink pass out kind of girl is give her a cocktail when it's 2,000 degrees out and she has to be a mom and she's yelling at children.
Fair enough.
It's not pretty.
I have a lot of the opposites problem. I'm like the 30 drink person. I'm still walking out. So.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, but I've got a little bit of mass behind me. So.
She's laughing. It is what it is. My husband has done the drink around the world thing when he was younger. He enjoyed it. You do you. Water. I can drink water around the world. Give me lots of Moroccan water.
I didn't think you were supposed to drink the water in Mexico.
That's the bottled water in Mexico.
Oh, okay, fine.
All right. Epcot. Are we going to fight in Epcot?
We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. My first one is Mission Space.
I have 4, and Mission Space is one of them. Why?
Okay. Mission Space to me is, and I'm a person, I can ride the orange, not a problem.
Okay.
I don't get motion sickness. I'm blessed with that. The wife, however, she gets queasy on green. But to me, after you ride it once, okay.
Been there, done that?
Yep, been there, done that. And I've ridden both sides. I've ridden the orange and the green, but it's just kind of, I've done it. Next.
I almost put the Falcon down for the same reason.
No, that there's a part of me that now my wife is an engineer, and she takes major. She's upset with the engineer role of pushing buttons because that's literally all you do as the engineer. But then again,
why not a lever?
Exactly. Why not something other than?
Well, and it would be nice because it's a bunch of different pods. So there's several Falcons going on at one time. Oh, yeah.
Wait, whoa! There's different Falcons?
Well, you know what I mean. Like there's different people flying. Yeah, there's like 13 Falcons. It'd be nice if it was kind of like the Indiana Jones ride in California where you didn't know what you were going to experience depending on what Falcon you got into, kind of thing.
That would be nice.
A little mix it up.
The only thing that I've heard about that they do is if it's night or if it's day outside.
Oh, it changes.
Depends if it's night or day inside the ride as well. So they've done that, but yeah, that really doesn't change much of the ride. And really, everybody's obviously fighting for pilot.
Except for me. I do not want to be the pilot. I actually give up my pilot because I do have motion sickness. And so I ride the ride, not even looking at the screen. And I just sit there.
Oh, see, that was my problem. Is I actually sat there and like played attention to the buttons and then missed everything else. And I'm sitting here going, but I got to ride this like 4 more times and not care about the buttons so I can actually ride enjoy the ride because I'm so like, I have to do well for my job.
That on time.
Yeah, I must hit this button as soon as it starts blinking. So for me, I kind of like, I didn't watch anything of the screen and I wanted to.
Yeah, it's a great ride. Disney, don't get me wrong. I absolutely think. Oh, excuse me. I think everyone should ride it, but after being on it a bazillion times, it's just my personal take.
That's the problem to me is I'm either a single rider or I'm doing rider swap, which means I go in the fast pass or single rider line.
You're still a single rider no matter what.
That's what I'm doing every time I go. I'm the engineer.
Yeah.
So I think there needs to be a fairness way of being able to choose other than, oh, you're single rider, you're engineer. So.
Well, we gave up I gave up my pilot pass a few times. I just gave them to strangers because I'm like, my shorty little child could not even press. We did the ride. I think it was the second time we did it. And my youngest was a pilot. And my other my daughter, my oldest, is yelling at him, boost, 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 because he couldn't reach the thing.
Oh, no.
And so we crashed a lot, which is cool. Whatever, rock it if you can. But I mean, those are the kind of things that, make a little different. But I would love to also get at least more than 2 bottles of coaxium. Has anyone gotten more than 2 containers of coaxium?
Not that I'm aware of.
get more than 2 bottles of coaxium. I'm just love the ride. I guess I'm just being greedy. I want more. I want more. Sorry, Disney. Give me more. I want more. All right, Epcot. Because that's where we started.
Yeah, that's where we started. What we were talking about space, and so obviously we'd go to Star Wars. So, what was your?
I didn't put them in order. One, I'm going to say because I hate it. One might cause some fighting, but I'm going to say that one is the Three Caballeros.
That's actually my number 2.
Okay, I love that ride. I love that ride. But it's old, and it's dated, and half of these kids don't even know what the Three Caballeros are, and if they do, they know the cartoon version. So the going through all this Mexican scenery with the fake flowers and whatever you're going, like let's give it some life.
Jose got replaced by flowers for a little bit this week.
Wait, what?
Jose got replaced by flowers because he fell over.
Maybe we need a moment for Jose and Regis.
I think so, because right now it's the 2 caballeros.
It's just, and I guess the scene with the 3 animatronics is really great. Maybe I just want more of that.
That would be nice, except for some odd reason, they have horrible problems with those 3 animatronics.
Well, because we need to redo what's old. And this is the person who is, when we get to Magic Kingdom, you'll hear what I have to say about some of the rides. I love the original. Don't mess with my original. But this one just kind of doesn't quite.
Well, I don't know. This one is such an easy update. And everybody, I don't even have to say it. And everybody knows what it's going to be. Coco. Yeah, it has it written all over it. And I wouldn't be sad about that.
Well,
I would be sad because the 3 caballeros are gone. Maybe throw a, give them a nod somewhere in it, like they did to Mr. Toad, but where Mr. Toad's handing the deed over to Owl. Maybe something.
Nod,
what's that?
It's a small nod, but yeah,
it is a small nod. And I am I have the shirt. I love Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
It's a good ride. It's a good movie.
And you have to ride it hundreds of times to actually realize what's going on because everything's moving so quickly.
And I forget how
oh yeah, it moved you around well. So
we went on it last year and I'm trying to videotape it and my voice is like, whoa, I forgot. Because I'm like, that ride is super bouncy, but I don't know. It's just the thing about turning it into Coco, which don't get me wrong, I love me some Coco.
Hey, I still cry every time.
Why did she? Poor Mama Coco. Is without it, Donald Duck doesn't really have his place.
Yeah.
And Donald Duck, after years of throwing temper tantrums and fits, because Mickey is number 1, and we all know Donald Duck is secretly number 1. He needs his attraction.
Wait, I thought his was PhilharMagic.
That should be on my Magic Kingdom. Can I pencil it in? So yeah, don't get me wrong. I love the 3 Caballeros. I love Donald Duck. I could ride that ride all over the town, but it would be nice for it to get a little revamp. I also, forgive me if this sounds bad, it seems a little stereotypical too. A little Mexican tradition stereotypical to me. Like it's too much. I don't know.
What, to go with Coco or the 3 Caballeros? It's, yeah, and that's why I could see it being updated. I mean, if we're going to go after...
Yeah.
Yeah. We may or may not get there. We'll see.
It's just, I don't know. But don't get me wrong. I love the Mexican Pavilion. I love that whole area down there. It would just be nice if that ride, which a lot of people don't even notice is in there.
No, most people don't, I think. I think everybody thinks that the only ride is in the Norway Pavilion. It's Frozen.
Yeah. All we have is Frozen. which means I should have put Canada on here because that Canadian movie, is it Canada?
They redid that one.
Is it no longer 360?
Oh, it's still 360, but they redid it. I got released in December.
Okay, because I almost vomited last time. I'm like, I can't even watch. I had to sit down on the carpet.
Oh, wow.
All right, so hate me, love me, whatever. I love me some Donald Duck, but maybe it's time. All right, what else did you put on?
All right, so I only have one left because Grand Fiesta was my number 2.
Okay.
So my last one was scheduled for a redo, and they've yanked it off. But Spaceship Earth. I love Spaceship Earth. I love it. I love listening to Madame Judi Dench. I love it. I love her voice. But
what would you do to it?
Just update. My wife, again, my wife's an engineer, and she takes a little bit of offense to the woman in the computer lab in miniskirt and boots.
And I'm over here thinking, I love that they have a woman in the computer lab instead of sticking her in the kitchen.
Oh, she loves that. She loves that, but it's just the way that she's dressed.
Well, she's got to be dressed to some stereotypical era of when the computers came on the scene. But she does look a little go-go dancer-ish, which I'm not sure if the computer ladies were really dressing like go-go dancers.
Yeah, dealing with ENAC, I don't think, which was the first computer. Yes, I'm a geek. I'm a computer geek, actually, my real job. So, yeah, you're not going to be dressed like that.
You leave the go-go dancer outfits at home. Maybe she was going to a discotheque after.
Maybe
it was like Fun Day Fridays or something, and she was meeting the girlfriends out for a cocktail. Casual Friday in her. I mean, and I really don't want it to be refurbed. I would love to just have it be freshened up, cleaned a little bit. I love the smells. I love the weirdness, but I'm used to it.
The smells are back stronger than ever, actually.
Like headache stronger than ever, like pack my ass.
Getting there, actually. But I think they did it because you could smell it through a mask or to test to see if you had COVID.
Because I would hold my mask out to be like, can I smell the fire burning?
If I can't smell the fire, I may have COVID. Hey, we got to find some humor in all of this. But yeah, in December and March, even when I went, we were, we have to ride this because they're going to close it down. This might be the last time we ever get to ride it. So we went, and there was no smells in the entire ride. And I'm like,
but that's what
where's Rome? Like, my wife bought me the Rome burning candle for Christmas. It's one of my favorite scents. And I'm sitting here going, it's not burning. What's going on? I don't know. Maybe I had COVID back then. Could be. No, I could smell everything else. So,
I don't know. I have issues with Disney fixing original rides, but I can see how a younger generation might find some of the animatronics a little aged.
Yeah.
With the turning, and sometimes they click when they turn.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, we cannot replace all the rides that Walt and whoever helped create, because then.
Well, yeah, and I fully agree with that.
Do we even know what their plans are for the refurb?
Right now, it's taken off the docket. Like, they're not even talking that it's gonna be refurbed now.
Okay, but do we even know what they were gonna do?
They were going to. No, they really didn't. They kind of, as usual, Disney, they kept that close to their chest.
Yeah, they did.
It was still going to be dealing with communication, but it was a 2.5 year upgrade. I mean, we're talking big upgrade.
Right. So what were they going to add cell phones to the end of it? Like, get rid of the woolly mammoth and the.
Just starting like the 1900s with the printing press. I don't know. We're just moving everything down a couple notches, and then
And every time I watch, like, who is it, Michelangelo, and he's painting the 16th chapter.
Yes.
And I'm just like, his brush isn't even touching, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, you're not even. His back must hurt. He's been up there for I don't even know how long.
Ages.
And I love the planetarium part where you get ready to spin around, but then I would love something happening
a
up there.
Star or something.
Something. Aw. Thank you, Terry. Is Charlie with you? Hi, Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Okay, so we're on Epcot for those of you who are just now tuning in. So I still have 2 more because you said
I'm out. We ran through mine, so
I listed 4, but Mission Space was kind of my whatever one, but you already said it, so I'm going to go ahead with oh, and I forgot, it's Christmas in July, guys. That's why I'm wearing the gingerbreads, because we only have a few more days left in July, and I got to celebrate somehow. I got 2, and you guys are probably going to hate me, but I'm going to say it anyway. First one is Figment. Journey into the Imagination. I like the concept. I like the thought behind it. I even like Figment. But I feel like they could do more with it. I would like to do more with the senses, expand it a little bit. I don't know how.
Well, even when you go into the sound lab and he's like, left ear, right ear, I'm like, there's no difference. It's not going in out of your left and right. It's
both ear.
Yeah, it's just deafening over you. And if anybody out there can help, they didn't used to only use the skunk smell. I remember them using different smells.
What other smells? Because I am almost agreeing with you here.
That's the problem. I don't remember. It was, years ago, but I remember them using something other than skunk. You got skunk every once in a while, but you got like the grass clipping, and you got, there was a couple other ones that you could get, but it wasn't legitimately every time the skunk.
It was skunk, yeah. I also feel like Figment, who's become this huge Epcot icon.
Cult following. Yeah, like he's I think he is the official mascot of Epcot.
All right.
But then again, you get Spike though, but that's for Flower and Garden.
Oh. Is Spike out? Because I know Remy is out, but is Spike out?
Spike is they removed. I did not see a single Spike. They got Remy now for Food and Wine.
Yeah,
and really, I was disappointed that I was hoping more of the topiaries would be up. There was really only a handful of them. Yeah, I was really hoping they'd be up, and the beautiful. This is one of my favorite. I am not a big flower person. My wife, however, huge flower person. I love when they do all around the lakes, basically.
Oh, that is pretty.
All the flowers
in the lake,
and they're all different colors, but they're giant areas of like yellow and red and orange, and it's just beautiful. It's one of my favorite things during the Flower and Garden time. And they took those out. Now, luckily, I did get to go to the Flower and Garden this year. And it was really cool to see. I love seeing the topiaries. I love seeing all of that because that takes some serious talent.
Well, that's not like, why did they take it down unless they didn't have the crew to upkeep it during the shutdown?
I think that was the point. They didn't have the crew to, especially the big flower beds. That takes a lot of manpower.
They trim those and touch those up daily.
Oh, so. Yeah. Yep. So.
Well, that's sad. But yeah, Figment, I think if Figment is going to be the official Epcot whatever, then I think we need more of him.
Now, would you bring it back to the original Dreamfinder?
Maybe parts of it.
Okay.
Why not? I just feel like the way it is right now, let's put it this way. It's not a huge draw. There's not a huge line forming for Journey into the Imagination. It's usually like this random fast pass that we get when we've been to Epcot 3 times during our trip, and we're like, hey, let's throw in Figment. Why not make these rides something people want to go on? So clearly to me that if there's not a huge long line, something's lacking.
And it's not like you've got a lot of rides at Epcot. I mean, you're half of the rides of Magic Kingdom.
And like you said, the cult following of Figment. So
absolutely.
Bring them back, make them even more obnoxious, and put them all over the dang ride, and let's make me smell all sorts of crazy, disgusting things. And let's really make the kids giggle. Do something. Just saying. And my third or fourth or final whatever Epcot is, do you want to say it? Because I know you know what it is.
Go for it.
Living with the Land. I like the gardening area. I maybe want, I don't know, more of it or more.
You just don't want the fish.
I don't want the fish. Get rid of the fish and the little gators. But I always think of Epcot as kind of a unique park. It's got some education to it. And that ride does have some education about how we can learn to grow plants and agriculture and whatever in a different way. And I think that's great. Why don't we expand on that? Let's blow that up a bit.
Yeah,
huge pro-plant ride.
The beginning of it with,
this part?
Yeah, that part. The dark ride portion of it. Yeah, it gets I mean, to me, the most fun part is actually seeing the plants. And
that's the best part.
It's a really weird thing to say, let's be honest.
I like seeing the plants.
I like seeing the plants.
I would like to learn more about how they grow pumpkins in the shape of Mickeys. I mean,
they didn't have those. Well, the first with just coming back, but then again, we figured that there weren't enough people around to actually
shape them.
Put the molds around them. So that was our guess, at least, because that's actually my wife's favorite thing to do is see the Mickey pumpkins.
Right. No, that is the best part. And I don't know. I like part of it. I want more of that part. And I also, if you eat above at Garden Grill, that way when you look down, you're not looking at this part of it.
Okay. I'll give you that.
The plants, as opposed to the sleep fest that happens for 20 minutes before the plants.
And since they're only seating the outside ring at Garden Grill now.
Right. I don't know. And it's just another one of those rides that also doesn't have a long queue. No one's like, let's rush and do Living with the Land.
I've seen it like 45 minutes.
It is, because that's when it's hot out or it's cold out and it's holiday season and people were just soaring and they just ate at Sunshine Seasons and, but I don't think that's what home is like. Let's go on Living with the Land. Mom, if I don't go on it, my trip is ruined. Are you saying that?
My wife does.
She needs to be on the show.
She was upset that we missed it for 2 different trips. She didn't get to go on it.
Well, truth be told, my husband loves that ride. So
it must be something with engineers.
There's certain things we don't discuss, and one of them is why he loves that ride and I don't. And we ride it, and then it comes to the fishies, and I do this. And they're just looking at you. And then they say, and these are what you will eat at the local restaurants. And I'm like, oh.
Great, they're looking at me.
Thanks, I can't wait to go to Coral Reef and eat you now. If you didn't know, I am also vegan. Don't hate me for it. So.
All right. Looks like the fight club.
I have 3 rides, an idea for a ride, and 1 ride will be a fight. 1 ride, perhaps not.
I have an honorable mention.
Well, that can be the ride I want to have created.
No, I have an honorable mention, which is actually Buzz's Space Ranger spin.
Why?
It is jerky and hard to actually get at the targets. If you've ridden the one at Disneyland, you can actually move the gun around. Whereas Disney World is on that little set thing, and it's really hard to do. And there's some of the, larger point ones that are very hard to get to because of, where you're positioned. It's extremely jerky on moving it around. It doesn't need to be that jerky. So yeah, I love the ride. I love the competitiveness of it. I love all of that. But there could be some nicer things that could be done with it.
I can see that. I mean, I hate the tunnel of I took acid or something.
That one's kind of like, okay, this is, and I'm not getting any points during this. I want the points.
Yeah, it's like, why am I getting a break for the points? I also find it hard to hit the targets. I am still the number one winner in my family. Like, Mama always wins. No one wants to be in Mama's car because Mama always wins.
I have I've nined it out once. I don't know how I did it.
I'm not even playing, dude. I'm just shooting because you can't really aim. And with 600 dots on the same target, how do you know which dot is yours?
See, I'm that guy that gets down like this.
So when you get your picture taken, we can't see you.
It's me like this behind the gun. It's kind of sad.
You can't see. I don't know whose dot is whose. I'm over here just angling and just shooting like a crazy person. I somehow always win. I don't even know, but I'm down with your thought.
All right. So there was my honorable mention.
All right. I am going to put down Monsters, Inc.
Okay. The Laugh Floor.
The Laugh Floor, which is a show. Also, not really a long line. Not really a huge draw. No. And I like the idea of involving the audience, but I feel like they could do something a little bit more, like when Crush, Turtle Talk with Crush, when he talks to those kids go bananas over Crush. I see half of the adults inside Laugh Floor. When's this over?
Usually it's this.
Yeah. Oh, wait, Mike's talking to me. What? Oh, what'd you say? What? Oh, I'm on what? Me? It's just a sign that something needs to pick up the pace.
Evolve.
Animatronics, maybe. I mean, I love me some monsters, or better yet, take monsters from Disney's California Adventure and stick that in there. Put me in a taxi cab and let me go through Monstertropolis. Something.
Okay.
Something.
Not gonna have a whole lot of fight there.
Yeah, my fight is coming.
Oh, I know.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's next?
All right, so my number 3 is Carousel of Progress.
Why?
Because the last one needs to get updated.
Why?
Because we're past where they actually are showing the future.
Well, the thing is that it's a circle, so they'd have to get rid of a scene to
the last one.
No, but the grandma's playing and she wins, and then the turkey gets burnt, and they ruin
exactly. It needs to get updated. They need to figure out something else, because you know what? I can actually set my oven by my voice. The scary part is how well they did in hitting everything.
We noticed that the last time. I was thinking to myself,
I can control the lights. I can control. They changed the lights on their Christmas tree. Oh, wait, that's how I turn on my Christmas tree now.
I don't know. I have issues with that because I don't like change.
I really don't either, but keep the rest of it, but just update one of them.
Because if you keep the Christmas scene, which by the way, they all go in calendar holiday mode, right?
Yep, your season basically.
There's these, because we've got the Valentine's Day and President's Day or 4th of July, and then
July. Yep.
Halloween, and we go through them all. We end with Christmas. So you would either have to get rid of Christmas or you'd have to get rid of the first one, but the first one really explains everything. So you really would only be able to get rid of Christmas, but no. Add New Year's. Make the circle bigger because that's possible.
Well, you would just have the entrance and the exit have to be the same one. Because there's 6 spots in the carousel. There's an entrance one and an exit one.
That's not the same.
That's 2 completely different areas.
Because they could just end with New Year's and then put the curtain, close the curtain, and now everyone get off my carousel.
Do a half of the time show part. Because each one is like 4 minutes long, I think.
Right. My other issue with that is, which is my issue with another ride I'm going to mention, is when you have old animatronics and you try to refurb a ride by adding in new animatronics, not animalmatronics. I know the right word. And yes, I'm just drinking water. I can tell. I am an artist. I am a classically trained artist. I have many, many degrees. I know how they make them. I can tell when they take an old pirate and they mix it with a new pirate. So I feel like if they were to add another scene onto that, I could tell it was not the same era of originally built. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
It's like new CGI versus old CGI. We can all tell the difference.
All right. Moving on. What's your number 3?
My number 2?
Or number 2. Okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Ooh.
I want it put back to the original state.
Are you talking with the auction?
I am talking bring back the redhead. We want the redhead. And I'm talking get rid of Johnny Depp and all of his other little pirate movie friends.
Okay.
I want old school pirates back.
All right. You mean the one that actually inspired the movies? Rather than art imitating art. I don't know.
I want the first.
Okay. I can see that.
I like me some Johnny Depp, don't get me wrong, but it's getting to the point where it's like the movie took over the ride instead of the ride, and I just bring it back. And I am not offended sorry, my computer's going crazy. I am not offended by having pirates chasing women. It is what it is. You got to move on. Just bring back the original. All right. So we'll move on here. My number 2, Space Mountain. My daughter wanted to refurbish that one. Now, I'm torn about saying it, but I still think it needs it. Because if you've ridden the one in California, Hyperspace Mountain, it is way smoother. But I can't tell if that, to me, if that part of it makes it feel more dangerous because you are kind of jerked around and it's not as smooth and it maybe feels almost a little bit faster because you are jerked around. I like the fact that California has a double-seater, so you're actually doubling the amount of people running through it. Because each car can take 6 rather than 3. So, there's some things there that could help. Plus the in-ride stereo where it's, you're hearing the soundtrack right behind you is really nice in Disneyland. Whereas, Disney World,
you kind of hear random stuff. Now, if you are lucky enough to go during a holiday overlay, that's actually a lot more fun. We got to go for Christmas this last year, and hearing all the Christmas music and whatnot, and getting just a little bit of light because of the reds and green flashes, you realize how close you are to things then. And the element of danger kind of, it's up there a little bit more. So
and I think we should do a show on this. So pencil it in. I think we should do a Disneyland versus Disney World taking the same ride.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it's very difficult when you love a ride for so long and then a different park upgrades it and then you ride it and you're like, man, we should do that.
Yep. Well, and my final one actually has some of that too. So we'll go to your number 2. I think it's your number 2.
It's my 3.
Your 3.
Monsters, pirates, and so my big one.
Oh, okay.
But I will go ahead and mention a ride that I think could be expanded. It's my honorable mention, I guess, is the People Mover. That
is actually getting a refurb right now.
What are they doing to it?
They are replacing all of the induction motors.
Well, I love the People Mover. So nothing against the People Mover. I love everything about it, except that I wish it expanded the whole park.
I will agree fully there. I think it would be awesome to be able to, almost like the train, ride around the entire park and hear about it.
Sky.
Yeah.
Train, but in the sky.
You won't hear an argument out of that one.
But again, that's me making up a ride. Essentially, I would not want to refurbish it necessarily unless that's what they were doing. But some of my favorite times of the day or memories are the whole family sitting on the People Mover and fireworks are going off and we just pass the castle and we see fireworks and then we keep going and then look, fireworks again. And something about it. Love the ride. Just would love more.
Fair enough.
But that's my honorable mention because my big one is.
Yeah, well, I'll do my big one. It's Big Thunder.
Why?
Because again, if you've ridden out in Los Angeles or Anaheim, I'm sorry, and you ride the one in Florida, you realize that most people don't realize that the mountain is blowing up. As you go up the last hill, that's actually when all the dynamite is starting to explode and everything.
Right. Okay.
If you ride the one in Disneyland, you see they've got fiber optics in they replaced all of the track. They did all this fiber optic work that you see the little fuses burning and you start to see explosions and everything else happening. And it adds to that story. And it goes back to Disney is all about the stories of their rides. Well, you miss that in Disney World because the parts that they had going on, like the moving roof and whatnot, they've turned off because somebody got hit in the head. Oops.
Why do you have to ruin things, people?
Exactly. I mean, it's only a head injury. I mean, come on. But
I don't know if anyone independently got hurt or if someone was doing something funkalicious.
That could be too. But to me, that if you added that portion of the Disneyland in to let people know that this is your climax of the ride. I mean, you're supposed to be getting blown up. That would make that ride a whole lot better. Because right now it's just like, oh yeah, it's the wildest ride in the wilderness. Yay.
But they have a goat.
Yay. Boom.
Well, if you're going to go ahead and refurbish that, then I want the Mexican restaurant that's at Disneyland that's next to Big Thunder to come with it.
All right, fair enough.
Because that's my favorite quick service at Disneyland.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
Rancho de la Zalalula.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's yummy. Yummylicious, so bring it with it.
Actually, okay, deal. But your pirates, you're bringing Blue Bayou.
Yeah.
All right, deal.
I don't understand why we don't have a Blue Bayou.
Yeah, I don't know either, because the Blue Bayou is, I love that part of pirates and also of eating at Blue Bayou.
I mean, the food, sometimes I'm like, could we get a little, because it's really expensive.
Oh, yeah. It is.
Could we up the food notch a little bit? I can only eat so much generic vegetarian pasta, but love the atmosphere, which is the same thing with the Three Caballeros is
Yep.
You get to pass the restaurant pass. It's like the same concept, which again, we need to do a Disneyland versus Disney World.
Yes.
Pencil it in. That's something we can mention.
We will definitely pencil that one in.
But yes, Blue Bayou needs to come as well. So was that your final?
That is my final. I'm going to plug my ears because I don't want to hear your final one.
La, 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 la. So many people are going to hate me, but if you listen to what I'm saying,
how can when my ears are plugged?
Is Haunted Mansion. And it is not because I want to change the ride. I do not want to change the ride. I love the ride. Don't touch the ride, but fix the queue. Right now at Disney World, the ride queue or the line for the ride gets so long that people are waiting all the way down. They're not even in the Haunted Mansion house complex.
Okay, yeah.
If they could weave that in and maybe do a graveyard or a greenhouse or something similar to, say, the movie, just a more shady, visual, tombstone-y queue, that would be great. I don't need all the touching and the sound making. Plus COVID, we can't really do that anymore anyway.
Disney, you don't even get the stretching room right now, so.
Disneyland's queue is very much this, but at least you pass a little bit of a graveyard. I would just, we know the ride is popular. We know the ride is awesome. Let's expand the waiting line so that can also be part of, because I hate waiting past the gate because you're just like standing out in the sun like.
All right, I'll give you that one. You're still touching my Haunted Mansion, which just concerns me, but.
And after you get out of the stretching room and you're in the narrow hallway and everyone's like this trying to get to their doom buggy, they need to do something in there.
Yeah, I've almost had an altercation because I was carrying Little Man and a person just tried to elbow me, and because it went down from, giant to one row, and I'm protective. I will just say that.
I don't understand why people don't get. We need our space.
But that was the fantastic thing about going 2 weeks ago. Everyone gave you your space. I had zero. I didn't get bumped into. I didn't get ran over with a stroller. It was unbelievable. It was like my fantasies come true.
I can't wait for that. I have been hit, nicked, dinged up by wild scooters.
My wife and I call them Wallies.
Why?
You ever watch the movie Wally or Wally?
Wally. To me, it's not necessarily who's in the scooter, who should be in a scooter, who really needs a scooter. It's that just because you're in the scooter doesn't mean you're bigger and better than I am to the point where you need to chop off my legs.
I also think they need to have governors on them, as in regulation of speed.
They don't.
I saw some during the reopening because everything was so open. I saw some moving.
That's true. Some of them really fly by, and I've seen hurdles of families where it's like 6 of them all in a row And you can tell they're all trying to like stay in their family unit. I get that. But you have to remember you're in a scooter and you take up a ton of space. You can really hurt a person.
Oh, absolutely.
My son was knocked over once by a scooter. So I'm not dissing all you scooter needs.
No, I there are real necessities to have them. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that at all.
We once, I don't know if it was Land or World, but we had just gotten in the front gate. So we were in the circle of Main Street there. And some lady she was elderly, like very elderly. And I don't think she realized there was a curb or something. She like tried to, anyway, she nicked the curb and the whole thing.
Oh, no.
So she falls out and it falls on top of her. And my kids are like, Mom. And I'm like, what? I don't know. A little more regulation on the scooters just for situations like that would be nice. But yeah, back to Haunted Mansion. And I'm curious what your belief is on this one. So we have the Hatbox Ghost at Land. No Hatbox Ghost at World. And again, this needs to be in one of our next videos.
Absolutely.
If we were to refurb the Haunted Mansion, would you want the Hatbox Ghost added? Or is that like Disneyland special?
You know, I love that it's a Disneyland. I love the effect. It's a heck of a Pepper's Ghost trick. Wow. I don't know. I think I'd love to see it, but then again, you know, it is that, you know what? I would like to see it. And here's why. Disneyland gets their overlay for Jack Skellington.
Mm-hmm. It's gorgeous that way.
So they get two things that Disney World doesn't. No. All right.
Get two,
let it be down to one.
I get two. I want two.
I know.
My issue
is COVID ruined me because I wanted to go out to Disneyland this year and see that.
I think the issue comes to this. If we make all the rides the same, what's the point of going to both? I mean, I know there's other points, but that's what the generic folks of the world will be thinking.
Disneyland is such a locals park, though. I mean, it's you see a lot more of the locals than you see a lot more locals there than people flying in because, I mean, you are so much smaller. I mean, it's really, you don't need 10 days at Disneyland. Oh, I could do 10 days at Disneyland. Don't get me wrong.
Your travel agent says 5.
Your travel agent says 5. Okay.
Your travel agent does 5.
And I'm the guy that'll go, you know, rope drop to goodnight kiss. But you know, I've got a little man now that can't do that.
Well, that's the issue is pre-children, you can do different things. And with children, I don't like to run them ragged because then you've got the meltdowns and the what's not. So the ability to break and nap and pool, it just expands how many more park days you need. But we need to eventually do a Disneyland, pencil it in.
Oh, absolutely.
And then
I do have a video out there that I think it was 9 reasons that Disneyland is actually better than Disney World. I need to do the versus one that Disney World is better than Disneyland. I just haven't got to it. So
I am so a Disneyland girl that I could talk about Disneyland for days. I born and raised in California. Disneyland is my home park. So
I've only been there, I don't know, 6 or 7 times. So
oh yeah, I know it well. And so that's the issue is if you take what's good here and you take what's good here and you mix and match and it's the same, then why
go? So
and I love the overlay. Several of the rides at Disneyland have overlays for Christmas that are phenomenal. And if they do the same overlay at World, then what's the point of, I mean, Disney's trying to market.
Absolutely. Well, and that's, they're going to get me to go out there just to be able to see the overlay.
Right. And the Hatbox Ghost.
Yep.
And I need to rewatch my videos because I'm thinking, I remember correctly, the attic scene is also slightly different.
Yes, it is.
So
that, and you don't have at the very beginning the ghost playing the piano. You don't have that.
Which one doesn't have that?
Disneyland.
But they both have this guy.
Yeah.
The Coffin, Mr. Coffin.
Yeah, they both have the guy, and also your placement of the paintings, not the stretching paintings, just the other ones with the lightning.
Oh, that change, yes.
Yeah, those are in different spots.
Right. So I don't know. I'm a purist. Bring back my original rides, and I'm happiest at Disneyland.
Fair enough.
It is what it is. So again, maybe we didn't fight as much as we should have.
No. Maybe we should have fought more.
Do I need a new co-host, like one that doesn't agree with me?
Hey, great minds think alike. Come on.
What are you gonna do? To be honest, I don't know why you would pick anything else, but it's because I made my own list. So for those of you who are still watching or will be watching this later, and my computer keeps dinging on me, I want to know what shows you guys want to see. What would you love us to get into? And also, we would love to eventually have guests. So if any of you other Disney YouTubers who are watching this would love to be a guest on our show and talk about who knows what, let us know. I don't know if you can comment. I don't know if you can type in normal comments yet, but when this gives it a day and this video is replays, you can type in the comment section and let me know if you're interested in possibly being on the show. But yeah, Nick and I do this every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. And we're excited for it. Eastern Standard Time. In his overlay voice. Eastern Standard Time. It's not called overlay. What's it called?
Voiceover.
Voiceover. See, that's why we need Nick to correct me and his microphone. So yeah, anything to add to our refurb thoughts?
No, I'm refurbed out actually, so we probably should wrap up, and we'll do the standard. What do you have coming up, Nina?
What do we have coming up? Well, I am headed to the big WDW soon. So stay tuned to that. I am announcing a very exciting giveaway in the next few days that requires you to not only watch that video, but to watch a live I will be doing in the parks where I announce the winner. So to play, pick me. To play, you do need to subscribe, you do need to like, you do need to comment on that video, which will be out in a couple of days. But you will like the giveaway. I promise. So yeah, other than that, I'm just up to my usual stuff. Reviewing bags and other sorts of travel needs until I do get to the parks and can show you guys my take on all of that. What about wrong way? What about you, Nick?
Well, my next video out is going to be kind of an interesting one. It's what is going to have to happen to actually see if Disney World would actually reclose. Kind of, yeah, not a fun topic, but one that I've seen a lot of people ask questions, and I've been asked myself. So we're digging into that a little bit and seeing what's going there. Past that one will be out next Monday. Past that, I've got some of the differences with the baby care centers that are coming out, that the baby care centers are a little bit different now than they were pre-shutdown. So just so everybody with kids knows what they're going into and what to expect there. So that's coming up too. And I've got too many to list out. So please like and subscribe, not only to Nina, but obviously to Who Dat Travel. And we'll keep you informed with all of the the meat eating and the non-meat eating on the other side of the picture there.
When we talk about food?
Yes, because I also do have a Little Man Eats Around the World coming up with food and wine. But hey, for 1 year old, he is amazingly. He will eat pretty much anything.
Will your 1-year-old eat this? Let's see, little man.
Pretty much. So we did food and wine with Little Man. Well, he didn't do the wine so much, but
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Oh, please tell me you're a How I Met Your Mother. Just a little bit.
Well, when I end my shows, I do end it with Nina out, which is very similar to How I Met Your Mother, how a certain character would end his phone calls.
Stinson out.
It's just something that engraved in me. And when I made my first video, it slipped out of my mouth. And now I say it for every single one of them. So
all of my Disney based is we'll see you real soon. So yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. So we are, we're wrapping up, guys. So please subscribe to both channels. Nick's link will be at the bottom once this goes through the YouTube, whatever it goes through. Or you can just look at Who Dat Travel and find him there. And please subscribe to me as well. Like and comment on this video. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. Let us know if you want to be on the show. And let us know what you guys think. We are sort of just kind of starting this. So we are looking for your ideas, what you would love to see us chat about. So anywho, I think.
And what you guys want to chat about.
Right. Because we need you to follow along and join the fun and give us your opinions too. So if we need to duke it out, we need
referees.
Yeah, we need referees. We need virtual gloves. Something. So anyway, we will see you guys next Wednesday, 8 p.m. And so how you want to close out, Nick?
Well, I'll go mine normal and we'll let you then do yours. We'll see you real soon.
See you real soon. And mahalo for watching, guys. Nina out.